Hi, I heard you'd finally arrived. Welcome to Central Europe. I'm Connie, the Wildhüter of Hirschfelden, Reserve Warden, that is. I'm here to make sure that your time here will be unforgettable. Hirschfelden is one of the oldest hunting reserves in Europe, and we host a diverse population of the most popular big game for all hunting tastes. It's also the most beautiful place on Earth. No, I'm not biased at all. Go ahead and have a look around. I can't wait for you to experience all the beauty of Hirschfelden's fields and forests. Why don't you see if you can find an animal track nearby? If you want to get your bearings, there are lookout points spread out all over the reserve. Quite a view, isn't it? From here, you can see a lot of great hunting opportunities in the nearby area. Rattenfeld is a favorite region for a lot of hunters. The fallow deer is such a classic animal to hunt. But we also get a lot of history buffs here. To the south lies the Hirschdorf Hügelgrab, a grave mound dating back to the Bronze Age. Be sure to stop by one of the outposts. They're essentially base camps. Cozy, right? Outposts are great for stocking up or just taking a break. Oh, you found a shed. I remember finding a big deer antler for the first time as a kid. It felt like I had dug up some real treasure. I still have it at home. Hi there. I've got a bit of an unusual question. I hope you don't mind. If you want a neat challenge to pass the time when not hunting, many of the animals are shedding their antlers this time of year. They're still tricky to find, of course, but I guess that's why people like to collect them. I think I mentioned Gerlinde, right? Well, here's the thing. She's writing a book about fallow deer. Her second one, actually. She's got a small obsession for fallow deer. Anyhow, she's missing some pictures for her book and was looking for someone to help out. It's a bit specific. I remember hearing that you're quite the photographer yourself, so I thought I'd pass along her offer. She's looking for a picture of a fallow deer taken in Rottenfeld. She'll pay quite well for it, so it may be worth the effort. If you were looking to help out Gerlinde with that picture, you're in the right place. You're in Rottenfeld. I just received the picture. It's beautiful. Oh, I'm sure Gerlinde will love this. Everything you see now is part of the reserve, but the land itself is actually privately owned by the Sommer family. The current head of the family is Robert Sommer, and he's very supportive of the hunting reserve. Well, as long as it doesn't get in his way. You see, the Sommer family business has an agricultural arm, which include the grain and cornfields spread throughout half of the reserve. Unfortunately, fallow deer love corn, and they've dug into the Petershain fields recently. Sommer usually turns to Gerlinde to keep the fallows off his fields, but she's been bogged down with the book lately. If you feel like hunting some fallow deer in Petershain, Sommer will make it worth your while. You got one? Great. Don't forget to harvest it. Then on to another. There you go. Another one. I'll let Sommer know. This should calm his nerves. Well, it seems someone is making new friends. I just had a chat with Robert Sommer, and he was very pleased with how you took care of the fallow deer in his cornfields. You know, Sommer is a real enthusiast of special equipment hunting. Bow hunting is one of his passions. As a thank you for your work, he wants to invite you to partake in his favorite pastime. He's challenging you to hunt a red fox using a bow. I think it's some kind of rite of passage. You got it. Not bad. I'll let Sommer know he's found a fellow bow hunting enthusiast. Sommer was very impressed with your bow hunting skills, by the way. He wondered if you wanted to test run another new product. I guess you got his attention, and now he wants your input. There's a new roe deer scent on the market that he wanted you to try out. Apparently, it's a perfect imitation of, well, deer urine. Care to try it out? Now all you do is wait. Nothing beats that fresh air. Well, can't say the same for you. Impressive. Seems like the scent did the trick. I'll pass on the results to Sommer. I just heard from Gerlinde. She's a bit worried about her son Eric. He was outside playing, but should have come home a while ago. He's probably just being a kid and lost track of time, but if you happen to be in Rattenfeld, she was wondering if you could have a look around? He likes to play around the cabin in Rattenfeld, so that would be a good place to start. This is the cabin I was talking about. He's not here, is he? See if you can find some trace of him. You found something? Let's see where it leads. Huh, another track. It seems he got lost trying to find his way home. That's Eric's bag. He must have been headed in this direction. I'll let Gerlinde know. Keep following his trail. Gerlinde just called me. They found him. A neighbor in the area saw him up ahead after hearing where he was headed. If you hadn't found his trail, he might have wandered further into the woods and gotten into some real trouble. Thank you so much for helping out. Have you run across Albertina yet? No? Albertina Fleischer. She's one of the locals. She's a real red deer admirer. We've got a lot of those here, as you can tell. One of her friends is a taxidermist, and apparently he promised to stuff an animal for her birthday as a gift, as long as she provided the materials. You see where this is headed, right? Yeah, she loves red deer so much that she would like one harvested and stuffed to display in her living room. But she'll pay well, so are you up for it? As she will no doubt tell you if you ever meet, her love for red deer comes from an episode in her youth when she got lost in the woods. Apparently, she was able to find her way home by following one that appeared in front of her. Wow, that's a great one for Albertina. Great, you got it. Albertina will be ecstatic. Hi there. Gerlinde sends her regards for your help with the fallow deer. She was wondering if you could help out with another photo for her book. It seems you did a great job with the last one. This time, she wants a picture of a fallow deer with Königsberg Lake in the background. I'd recommend southeastern Petershain for it. The vistas are great, and you often see fallow deer around there. This is the area I was talking about. You'll be able to get a great shot of Königsberg Lake here. It's hard to miss, since it's one of the largest lakes in Central Europe, and the second deepest. Gerlinde wants a fairly detailed shot, so make sure you're not too far away. Great photo. That'll do it for sure. Do you know who Dr. Bandari is? He's heard of you, at least. From Gerlinda, I wager. Bandari is a biologist and works for the European Bison Advisory Organization. They've been working on introducing the bison to Central Europe, with much success. The population has thrived, but progress has been hampered recently by a disease of some sort. Bandari was wondering if you could help him get a blood sample from a diseased bison in Tichenau. The organization would compensate you for your efforts, of course. I'll let Bandari know you retrieved a sample for him. Well done. Hi there. So, Dr. Bandari ran some tests on the blood sample you took, and I'm afraid it's bad news. It showed signs of brucellosis, a disease that can cause miscarriages among the bison. Sommer wasn't too thrilled about introducing bison to the reserve in the first place, and if this were to spread to any of the other animal populations, he might pull the plug on the entire project. Bandari identified a few more bison that were afflicted. He's asking for your help with containing the disease by downing the sick ones. Look at it. It has all the signs of the disease. Take care of it. Over there, another sick one. Okay, this will go far in containing the spread of the disease. Thanks a lot. It seems that word has spread on your work with the bison. Maybe you've heard of Marvin Tressler? He owns a company called Star Hunting Tours and hosts clients who come out to the reserve to hunt our big population of wild boar. He was grateful for your work with Dr. Bandari in containing the disease. As a result, it did not spread to the boar population. He asked me whether you might be interested in assisting him as well. The wild boar population is concentrated in the northern parts of the reserve, but they sometimes move south, and Sommer is not happy about it. You see, they have a fondness for Sommer's crops. Tressler and Sommer have been at each other's throats about the boars lately, and if you could help out by creating some hunting pressure at the crop fields, that would really help diffuse the situation. For now. These are the fields I mentioned. Now you just need to find something to harvest. That should keep the boar off this field. Now on to the next one. Great! We've got some hunting pressure on this one now, too. This should get Sommer off Marvin's back. He'll be relieved. I just got off the phone with Albertina, and you could really hear the excitement in her voice for the deer you harvested. She wanted me to ask you for another favor, as she's currently away at her taxidermist's. It turns out she's helping Dr. Bandari with some information gathering on the red deer population. They're looking at how they are affected by the recent bison introduction into the reserve. Could you head past Bondorf Canyon and track down some red deer droppings? Those samples would help establish their movement patterns in the area. This is Bondorf Canyon. See if you can locate some red deer droppings for Albertina and Dr. Bandari. That should do the trick. I'll pass on your findings. Here's something for your troubles. Are you up for some Sommer work? He just called me and was quite upset. It seems the local farmers have been getting more and more visits from the wildlife lately. Boar, deer, bison. There must be a craze going around for the local crops this season. Sommer has put out generous bounties for establishing some hunting pressure in the regions around Königsberg. The rewards are great, but it is a rather big task. Good luck. The reserve home for red deer is here in Rotwald. Harvest a red deer to put down some hunting pressure. Bison have been seen wandering closer and closer to Hirschfeld's borders. A herd of bison walking over a straw field can be devastating to the crops. Sommer would like you to harvest at least one to put some hunting pressure here in the Rindeland. Hirschdorf is home to the fallow deer, as you've probably noticed by now. If you want to put down some hunting pressure for Sommer, track one down and harvest it. You're in Hirschfelden now. Harvest a boar to get some hunting pressure going. Wow, you've really laid down some hunting pressure all around the reserve. You're growing quite a reputation around here, and the locals really appreciate your efforts. Keep it up. Marvin Tressler was wondering if you had some time to help him out again. He has signed a deal with a burger meat company called Boargermania to provide them with free roaming and organic wild boar meat. Dressler got an order for a literal ton of wild boar, and he's going to need help fulfilling it. He's paying well for the work. Would you be interested? So I know a herd was spotted close to the Mühlewald logging camp, but you should be able to find boar roaming anywhere in Mühlewald or Ritterstein. I know you're an experienced hunter, but I just want to remind you to be careful around boar, especially the males. They rarely attack, but if they do, it's not going to be pretty. Great start. You'll be able to bag a ton of boar in no time. Well, it's probably going to take you some time, to be honest. Just keep at it. More meat for the grinder. ton of fresh wild boar meat. That'll make some tasty burgers. Well done. So, Marvin let me know that he's got a big event coming up next week. Star Hunting Tours is hosting a number of professional hunters and investors at the reserve. Of course, he wants to make sure that they have the most enjoyable hunting experience, which means there needs to be enough boar in the Mühlewald area where the event will be. Would you be able to establish some hunting pressure in Ritterstein? That would certainly push more of the boar into Mühlewald. Feel free to establish any hunting pressure here in Ritterstein, and Tressler should be all set for his event. Excellent. I was passing by in the area and saw some boar moving towards Mühlewald. I'll let Tressler know. Thank you. So, Gerlinda is getting close to finishing her book, but she needs a few more pictures taken before she sends it off to the publisher. Given the recent drama, she just wants to spend some time with her son. She's been really grateful for all your help so far. The last few photographs she needs are of various landmarks in the area. Do you think you could knock them out? Sprayberg Castle. Magnificent, isn't it? It used to be the seat of the lords of Königsberg, Sommer's ancestors. The castle was first mentioned in some manuscripts dating back to the 13th century and is the most prominent landmark in the region. That's a great picture. You've got a good eye for these things. Do you see that tree over there? That's Oldmühle. Wow, what a nice photo. You know, this is the oldest tree in the reserve. Experts think it's close to 1,000 years old. Can you believe that? Almost there. Just one picture left. It's a bit of a climb to the top of Bergbondorf, but the view makes it all worth it. Trust me. Ah, there it is. I never get tired of it. This will do nicely. Thank you. All right, then. Those are all the pictures Gerlinda needs. She's excited to send the finished work to the publisher. I don't think she could have done it without you. wanted to give you some good news about Gerlinda's book. It's now hit the shelves and is apparently doing quite well. When she gets a chance, Gerlinda wants to send you an autographed copy. Oh, hey, Sommer got back to me and was very pleased with your work creating hunting pressure. I guess the farmers are off his back now. He's also got a new toy that he's eager for you to try out and get your feedback on. Have you ever tried hunting for something really small from very far away? Well, now he wants you to try out a new high magnification scope to see if it lives up to its reputation. He wants you to use it to down a fox from at least 200 meters away. You got it! I guess the scope did the trick. Well done. So you know that bison problem you've been helping out with? Dr. Bandari thinks he's found an explanation for the spread of the disease. It's likely due to the population being too large and dense for an area of Rindeland size. So, we're employing hunters to help thin it out. Would you mind joining in the effort as well? You will need to harvest 2 cows, female bison, to slow down their mating. Remember that these aren't infected, so they might prove a bigger challenge than before. That one's a bull, not a cow. Great. This should halt the spread even further. They really are beautiful, though, aren't they? Hi. So our friend Albertina Fleischer called me up just now and asked for some assistance again. It seems her friend Finn, the taxidermist, has got a lot of work on his hands. The Museum of Natural History got struck by an infestation of fur beetles. A lot of their stuffed animals were destroyed. They are now looking for some new models in order to reopen the exhibits. It will probably take a good deal of effort, but the pay is really good. Want to help out? Okay, so they need a red deer, a bison, a fallow deer, and a wild boar. Just remember that they want impressive animals. Great, that's all of them. I'll let Albertina know. You're a real pro at this. Hey, I've got something you might be interested in. Every year around this time, Sommer puts together a little event to crown the undisputed champion of hunting equipment, Jagdprodukte des Jahres. But everyone just calls it Sommerfest. He invites a number of hunters to try out 4 different items, and the equipment that performs best will be dubbed the winner. This year, you're invited. Go ahead and get hunting. I'll keep Sommer posted on your progress. Nice job. Hunting is a lot more fun with the right equipment, isn't it? Sommer sends his regards. Hey, so Tesla's hunting event was a great success, and he was very grateful for your assistance. Unfortunately, the boar have been migrating back into the farmlands again, and Sommer is not too happy about that. There's one large boar in particular that's been troublesome for the farmers. Tesla calls it Wurst, sausage. Reports say it is quite aggressive and is even charged at some kids around Pittesheim. The farmers are getting very concerned. Can you track it and put it down? Oh, I heard back from Sommer. Apparently, the Jagdprodukte des Jahres ended up being the hunting bow. I have a sneaking suspicion Robert himself might have influenced the end result. This is the area where Wurst was last seen. See if you can pick up on any of its tracks. There he is. Wow, that's a big one. Great job, you got him. Tesla can make some fresh sausages now. And Sommer will be pleased his farmers can work without fear again. Okay, so this might sound a bit crazy, but I'm going to need your help downing some radioactive wild boar. No, I'm serious. Not many know it, but there are still some cesium-contaminated mushrooms and plants in the reserve due to the Chernobyl disaster fallout. Well, some hungry boar have been ingesting these. It's not like they glow in the dark or anything, but the meat is considered questionable at best and is bad for Tesla's business. Tesla has isolated the herd that showed signs of contamination and asked for some help in hunting them. There they are, the radioactive boar. I told you they wouldn't glow in the dark. That's all of them. Tesla is sure lucky to have found an ally in you. There could have been some dark moments for his business if you hadn't come around. I'm sure he's grateful. I just got a text from Dr. Bandari. Looks like the bison population has been migrating north and are starting to get quite close to our red deer population in Jonsdorf. Normally, we wouldn't worry about it, but we'd rather they not establish home ranges in the same area as other reserve animals yet. We have to be certain that the brucellosis epidemic is under control first. I suggested to Bandari that we establish some hunting pressure in the area, which should keep the two apart for now. I was hoping you might be willing to help out. Excellent. That should be enough hunting pressure to keep the bison out. Great work. Hey, Albertina said that there's more work to be done if you're interested. Finn has a very wealthy client that wants a stuffed animal in absolute prime condition. It will be a tough harvest, as he's looking for a big red deer buck. To keep it in pristine condition, you need to shoot it in the heart with the recommended caliber. Do you think you can pull it off? There's good money involved, as always, with eccentric millionaires. That would make a fine harvest for the client. Make sure to use the recommended caliber to finish the job. Amazing shot, straight in the heart. And that caliber will leave the smallest possible entry wound. That reward is much deserved. So, remember how I told you that Albertina got lost as a kid and believes a red deer saved her? Well, she seems to think that she has to return the favor. Earlier today, she saw a red deer outside of her house, watching her through the window. As it turned to go, she noticed it had a large open wound in its leg. Albertina said she felt it was asking her to end the pain. She couldn't help but think it was connected to her experience as a child. Coincidence, if you ask me, but she's really the sweetest person, and I'd love to send her some help. Can you track the deer down and harvest it? Why don't you head over to Albertina's cabin in Bondorf to see if you can pick up on its trail? This is Bondorf. Albertina's cabin is not far from here. Wounded animals are more vigilant and will react sooner if they sense your presence, so this will be a bit challenging. You found it. Please ease its pain. You did a great job. I'll let Albertina know that you took care of it. I'm sure she'll be very grateful. Breaking news. Dr. Bandari has found the likely source of the outbreak. Based on urine samples he gathered, it seems that one of the bulls has been harboring the Brucella bacteria in its reproductive tracts. He's been the carrier this whole time, staying healthy but infecting the females. We need to separate him from the herd by putting him down. You've been an amazing help so far. It is a difficult hunt, but it would be the final nail in the coffin for this epidemic. Hirschfelden would be able to continue hosting a large and healthy bison population. There he is. Wow, he's huge. I hope you brought your highest caliber weapon. Well done. Dr. Bondati let me know that he can't thank you enough. If you hadn't helped him out, the whole Bison project could have been canceled. Now our reserve visitors will be able to enjoy these magnificent creatures for a long time to come.